Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We'll begin with breaking news now. We are following a gas leak on Dean Street in Northwest Bakersfield. On Dean Street, there is a gas leak in the area. Dean Street has been closed off from Rosedale to Holland, and officers are directing traffic around the area. At this time, officers are unsure where the leak is coming from. Now, we will continue to update you with more information as soon as we get it. And California Highway Patrol is investigating a crash that killed a man on Highway 178. This is a look at the scene from this morning. CHP officers responded around 8:20 this morning to a single car crash on the 178 at the Niles Street overcrossing. CHP says the car was traveling in the middle lane of the 178 eastbound when, for unknown reasons, veered off the road, crashing into the overpass wall. The driver died at the scene. CHP says it does not appear the driver was speeding at the time. Officers had to shut down 2 lanes of eastbound 178 as they worked to pull the man's body out of the car and investigate the crash. Those lanes have since reopened. If you have any information, call CHP at 396-6600. Well, now to the latest on the coronavirus here in Kern County. Public Health reports another 555 new infections along with 12 deaths. 183 people have lost their life since the pandemic began. Nearly half of those deaths were from July. More than 25,000 people have tested positive for the virus since March. More than 2/3 of those cases are considered active. 250 people are in the hospital and are receiving treatment. The school year is quickly approaching, and this year looks very different for students across the Golden Empire. Parents are taking on the teacher role, and with kids starting off the school year from their home, maybe leading to stress on both ends. Setting up a schedule for your child, and you can be a good place to start. Try and keep this schedule as similar to normal to help make the transition easier. Your child also may be hearing about the unrest in our nation at this time. That can spark a lot of fear and concerns for children right now. Now, this morning on Sunrise, Jessica Burzloff, a licensed marriage and family therapist, shared how you as the parent can start the conversation.
And just starting that dialogue with kids can be really powerful, especially as an adult, when you listen to hear your child rather than listen, in a way that you're just waiting for them to stop talking so you can start talking again. Right. You open up that dialogue, and it makes kids feel a lot safer, and it is a way to manage stress.
Jessica suggests asking your children open-ended questions. Finding out how they feel about the upcoming school year or staying at home can open the door, allowing your child to talk about their feelings. Well, taking a look ahead, in just over 24 hours, the Bakersfield City Council is set to meet. One of the several topics council members are expected to address: homelessness. During the afternoon session, the council will hear a quarterly update from the Bakersfield-Kern Regional Homeless Collaborative. Then, during the evening session, members will vote on a $95,000 plan to install a fire alarm system and new floor coverings at the city's Brundage Lane Homeless Navigation Center. The council also is expected to officially approve more than $25 million in COVID relief funds from the federal government. If you would like to win, call or email the city clerk. And the Board of Supervisors will not have its regularly scheduled meeting today. Now, that regular meeting will next be held on Tuesday, August 18th. Those meetings will start at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. If you're interested, that agenda for that meeting will be posted on Thursday, August 13th. The latest NBC survey finds a majority of American adults are not confident that November elections will be conducted in a fair and equal way. The NBC survey out today finds 55% of adults overall say they are either not too confident or not at all confident about the fairness of the upcoming general election. Republicans are more likely than Democrats to say they are feeling confident about the fairness of the election. The same share, 55%, want all Americans to be able to vote by mail in the upcoming election, and 55% say they're very or somewhat likely to send their own ballot by mail. Firefighters are making progress on the Stagecoach fire that started last week. The fire is still burning to the south of Lake Isabella, but now containment of the fire is up to 83%. The fire has grown to more than 7,700 acres. 20 homes have been destroyed along with 18 other structures, plus 5 other buildings have been damaged. The Kern County Fire Department says evacuations were lifted this weekend in several areas. And you can find that latest information on our website, kget.com. And such a important reminder that we are in the midst of wildfire season right now, and we are expecting some warm temperatures still. Let's send things back over to Kevin.
Yeah, we are going to continue to talk about the heat, but I wanted to also share some information on the Perseids meteor shower. If you've never seen it, you have a chance because it peaks tonight and into tomorrow night. If you look in the northeast sky, and we could be looking at 15 to 20 of these meteors per hour. So if you've been wanting to see this, well, head on out tonight and also into tomorrow, and you may catch a glimpse. We've got clear skies and 93 degrees on the temperature. A light wind out of the west at 8 miles per hour right now. And overnight, we're at 74, 4 degrees off the normal, which is 70 this time of year overnight. Our normal high today, 97 on the high, and 111, the record set back in 1940. They can keep it. You can see 80s and 90s for the valley right now, 70s and 80s into the mountains, except Lake Isabella at 90. We've got 92 out of Ridgecrest, and not a lot happening around the state, except we've got some thunderstorms now that have developed along the Sierra Crest. We talked about that this morning. There could be a chance of that. We're seeing it right now. We've got a little bit of cloudiness along the coastal areas. 92 in Sacramento today, 101 in Fresno, 70s down to the south. A hot day in Vegas at 107, but we're looking at 109 out of Phoenix. And here's the thunderstorm forecast for today, and we're seeing it already, but there is a sliver of potential into the Sierras and then also to the east into parts of northern Nevada, and we'll probably see that continue throughout the afternoon. So here's a look at our headlines. Day 3 of the heat wave, number 6, is in place. Today would be day 3. Central Sierra thunderstorms, we talked about that. We're seeing them already. Subtropical moisture we'll have to watch for in the coming days, and then the big weekend warm-up, which you'll see on that extended forecast. So I also want to touch on the tropics really quick here. We are tracking another storm in the Pacific. That's Alita, and this is a Category 2 storm right now. Winds gusting 120 miles per hour. It's going to make a northerly track, and by Wednesday it'll be a tropical storm, and then dying out after that. We'll have to watch the moisture filled with this and see if it affects California in the days to come, but right now it doesn't look like any landfall affected. Today, 102 in Bakersfield, 100 McFarland in Delano, 97 out in Taft, and then for the mountains in the Kern River Valley today, a northwest wind, 10 to 15. We're looking at 87 in Frazier Park, Tehachapi, 87 as well with 90s into the Kern River Valley. Lake Isabella at 96, 94 in Wofford Heights, and then for the desert, we're looking at 97 in Mojave, 104 in Ridgecrest. That southwest wind 5 to 10. Take a look at the extended forecast. Tomorrow, right near 101, our coolest day in this period is going to be Thursday, 97. The one thing to note here is we're also going to see some high clouds approach the area, even for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right around 105, 106. I think our humidity value will be up with that a little bit as well. We'll have to watch it. Mountain forecast, 90 tomorrow, upper 80s on Thursday, but then we're warming things back up into the 90s with some cloud cover and breezy conditions Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then for the Kern River Valley forecast, upper 90s Wednesday, 94 on Thursday, then triple digits, as you can see, back on the board Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's Look Your Forecast. We'll be right back after this.
The Big Ten Conference announced the fall sports season is off. This includes all regular season games, championships, and tournaments. The suspension was triggered by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Big Ten Conference says it made the decision out of the interest of students and faculty, and the staff will have more on this tonight, coming up at 17 News at 5. Well, public schools in Philadelphia will not play sports this fall amid the coronavirus pandemic. The president of the Philadelphia Public League, which is the governing board for all public schools in the city, says the league will not play sports this fall to align with the recommendations of Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf. Now, you might remember last week, Governor Wolf said he recommended not doing any sports until January 1st. Among the scholastic sports that now will not be played in the fall are football, soccer, field hockey, girls tennis, golf, and cross country. The league has not said whether or not the sports will be played later in the year. The Philadelphia School District is holding all classes virtually to start the 2020-21 school year amid concerns over the on-spreading coronavirus pandemic. Well, Disney World will reduce hours at its 4 theme parks starting September 8th. The Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and Disney's Hollywood Studios will close an hour early, while Epcot will close 2 hours early. The decision comes after unexpectedly low attendance. Disney said its parks division took a $3.5 billion hit in the latest quarter. Disney World reopened last month with new health and safety protocols and reservations requiring to manage those crowds.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.